we're on the play, so that's great for our very aggressive deck. Only a 1-lander. We do get rewarded if we find our land pretty extremely. However, as we have no other 1-drops, we're going to have to mulligan this. 2 lands, a Wild Nicodle, and a way to drop everything in appropriately. This is definitely a keep. We're going to play our entire hand out by turn 2. If we find a Bushwhacker on top, we're going to be thrilled. Our opponent debating their mulligan. We are definitely going to keep this. Scavenging Ooze doesn't actually matter because we're going to be cracking this Windswept Heath either way. Going to be getting a Temple Garden so that Wild Nicodle is larger. Yes, we'll shock that in and play an Experiment 1. Really hoping to see a tapped land here. Darkslick Shores, this is going to get Fatal pushed. No. Doing this pre-combat to get the Evolve triggers. Darkslick Shores could also imply Lantern or perhaps Ad Nauseam. Serum Visions implies Ad Nauseam over Lantern. However, it also could just be like a Grixis control deck or something. Blue-black control. I believe there's a Bitter Blossom version of blue-black control running around with Jace. Currently swinging for 6, 8, 10 next turn. So this is looking like a turn 4 kill if our opponent doesn't interact meaningfully. Seachrome Coast definitely implies Ad Nauseam. I believe we just attack this turn. And get in for what damage we can. So this is an attack for a lot. Our opponent's at 3. If they play the enchantment this coming turn, we could even draw a Bolt or an Atarka's Command. If you've watched my channel, you know I normally tend to play control decks, so this is always an interesting change of pace for me when I bring out the Zoo deck. This implies either a Darkness, which I don't believe they run main, or the name of the card's escaping me, but Angel's Grace. So that's another option. We will just go straight to combat. No reason not to attack with everyone. They can't have Settle the Wreckage, and they don't normally play Settle the Wreckage anyway. Also, no reason to attack with everyone, but yep, so there's Angel's Grace. Hitting him for 2 damage this turn. Play our Arid Mesa and pass. I don't think there's any reason for us to play this Bushwhacker. If we had a Lightning Bolt or something in hand, we'd definitely do it on their upkeep. Spoils the vault, so they're just going for it. This is damage. This says you lose life. Don't they go below 1 here? So don't we just win? Yeah, that's what I thought. Alright, so against ad nauseum, we really just want to go faster, I suppose. Does this say damage can't be prevented? No, it just says players can't gain life. We really just want to go faster. We definitely want the destructive revelries for Phyrexian Unlife. And we probably want some additional burn so that we can get rid of, what is the name of that card? So that we can force them to fire off an Angel's Grace on their turn. Gore-Clan Rampager isn't very good in this matchup. We don't have any more aggressive creatures than what's already in the deck. So we'll go ahead and fire it off like this. Skullcrack, if we had it, could be a consideration. What I'm saying is it could be a consideration for the deck. It would be very good against this particular deck. With the Destructive Revelry in hand and yeah, this is like just about the perfect hand for us. Once again, going to get Temple Garden. I know we don't have a Bushwhacker or a Nakata this turn. Thalia is one of our best draws, so we want to be able to cast it if we get it. And there's no extreme cost to just getting the Temple Garden anyway. So lining this up, this is going to be 2, then 3, 6, 8 damage on turn 2. Our opponent's taking quite a long time to resolve the Serum Visions, but I'm guessing this match isn't going to be going to time anyway. Thalia, as I mentioned, was a great draw. We'll definitely wait for turn 4 to play it, though. Yes, we'll shock that in. Our opponent noticeably missing white mana at the moment. Never mind. So with this Pentide Prism, that allows them to go to... Do they have a Lotus Bloom? No. That allows them to go to 4 or 5 mana next turn. Ad Nauseam costs 5 by itself, so we can't get comboed out next turn. So I believe we don't use this Destructive Revelry, and we just complete our combo. Our opponent will be falling to 2, 4, 6, 6 off the next attack. We actually have lethal with Atarka's command in hand. So I guess something we could do, players can't gain life. It doesn't say damage can be prevented either. So it appears they're attempting to combo off this turn, but I don't think they have the correct amount of mana for that. 4, 5. Did I miscount? The Simian Spirit Guide. I didn't account for the Simian Spirit Guide. So they got us this game. We'll go ahead and see how they sideboarded. Shame we could have played around that by playing the Thalia out, but or by Atarkus or Destructive Revelrying the Pentide Prism. That we're only attacking for 2. So if I had considered the Simian Spirit Guide, it may have been worth it to do it. It's hard for me to say now that it was incorrect for me to just attack. That also meant they had to have 3, 4, and then 3, 7. So in turn 3, so they had to have 7 of the 10 cards that they drew be the exact perfect cards. Here we get Lightning Stormed out. Want to get a quick picture of their deck. Nothing too... I don't know what this does. Bantu's Last Reckoning's interesting. They have multiple copies of it, so it's something we could possibly play around. Another reason to bring in the Boros Charms, which we already did. Alright, you got us, guy. Let's go ahead and move this off of your screen. I don't believe there's anything else for us to bring in. So I guess we're just going to run it back again, and hopefully they won't have 7 out of 10 cards be exactly what they need this particular game. I guess it's not 10 cards, it's they saw 3 off of Serum Vision, so it's 7 out of 13 cards. But it's a little bit less than that because of the way Serum Visions works. 7 out of 12.5 cards. Yes, we want to play first. This hand isn't great. I think it's probably bad enough to mulligan. This hand's better. Once again, we only have 1 land, but we'll put that on top. I don't believe it's worth delaying the Wild Nacatl though. Definitely have to get a little bit lucky here. If we draw any land, we get the Bushwhacker. Our opponent is ramping extremely hard as well, so we'll see what exactly comes of this. Definitely want to get a land. Land. Nope. Get in for 2. May have been too risky of a keep. But I don't particularly want to continue mulliganing in this aggro combo deck. Land is still our best draw, then perhaps Thalia. This turn we're going to use, well, we could use the mutagenic growth, or we could leave it so we can cast the Reckless Bushwhacker the following turn. Assuming we're drawing a land next turn, we go Burning Tree Emissary, Reckless Bushwhacker. Next turn, if we draw a land, the land actually doesn't impact it at that point. We could just mutagenic growth Bushwhacker. Is this damage this turn more relevant? Probably not. Definitely need to find a land next turn to have a chance in this game. It's going to be hard either way. Our opponent missing their land drop is great for us, though. These come off of Suspend this turn. That's 6, 7, 8 mana. So we're dead. Unless they don't have the pieces. Perhaps I should have mulliganed again. So the mulligan decision is definitely the biggest decision we've been faced with this game. It's quite possible. What did we keep? We've drawn Atarka's Command, Burning Tree, and Thalia. So Pentide Prism. So our opponent doesn't have it quite yet, right? I mean, that's still 8 mana, but they wouldn't waste their time playing the Pentide if they had it. Destructive Revelry. Again, unfortunate for us that we aren't drawing a land. However, that's bound to happen at some points. Our best bet now may be to hope that we draw land for one. I'm going to continue saying that until it happens. And then maybe we hold up Destructive Revelry rather than playing out our creatures. Hoping that they have Phyrexian Unlife instead of Angel's Grace for their combo. I think if they had Phyrexian Unlife in hand, that they would have played it out. That doesn't mean that they aren't going to draw that instead of Angel's Grace. Huh, interesting. If we kill one of the Lotus Blooms, it takes them to 4, 5, 6 mana. So if they find a land or a Simian Spirit Guide, they could still combo us off. But they're clearly just searching for combo pieces at this point. Interesting that they haven't had much selection either. Is this Phyrexian Unlife? Can't think of anything else for 3 white mana. Okay. So Phyrexian Unlife is out. Really tempted to concede the game at this point. I believe Bushwhacker is what we discard. 12. Don't know what the numbers are exactly on us not finding a land. So we're down to 15 lands in deck. We've seen 12 out of 60 cards. No, the odds of us not having a 1-drop are ridiculous, though. Think it's a Tarka's Command or Mutagenic Growth. It's Mutagenic Growth. So with 24 1-drops in our deck, I'm sorry guys, I'll stop going over the stats and how unlucky we are. Spoils of the Vault. See, if we had a land here, we could actually blow up the Phyrexian Unlife in response. So what was he looking for? He was looking for Serum Visions? Or, no, because whatever he found isn't. So he found his Ad Nauseam. I was looking at this last card that got revealed, which is why I said Serum Visions. That clearly makes no sense. Since he exiled a Simian Spirit Guide, that may have bought us a turn. It didn't, though. He can still combo off. I'm going to make him do it. Alright, we'll go ahead and concede at this point.